Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Good morning, dear students. Once again, I welcome you all on our online teaching platform. Today, we are going to start the part 5 of chapter 4, that is carbon and its compound. And today's topic is soap and detergent. Now, you must be familiar with the soap and detergent which you are using in your day-to-day life. Okay, you all are familiar with this two chemical compound, that is soap and detergent. But what are those soap and detergent? What are they chemically known as? What is the how they do the cleansing purpose? How they clean the clothes and various dirt and dust which we find on our cloth and any surface of anything? How the chemical reaction of that soap and detergent take place with that dust or dirt, that we are going to learn in detail in this topic. So before learning that, let's start with this word soap and detergent and try to understand its definition. Dear students, generally soap and detergent are the potassium and sodium salt of various acid. Especially if you talk about the soap is a sodium and potassium salt of carboxylic acid or fatty acid. Now fatty acid are those acids which are being extracted from the fat of living beings or means plant. अगर हम एनिमल्स की बात करें तो एनिमल का जो फैट होता है, फ्रॉम दैट फैट जो एक एसिड एक्सट्रैक्ट किया जाता है, सो दैट एसिड इज नोन एज फैटी एसिड. सिमिलरली जो वेजिटेबल ऑयल होता है विच वी फाउंड इन प्लांट, तो उसमें से भी फैटी एसिड निकलता है. एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट वेजिटेरियन सोप एंड नॉन वेजिटेरियन सोप इज क्लासिफाइड. If we see that ki soap, if we see the definition of soap, it is the sodium and potassium salt of fatty acid or carboxylic acid, and the definition for detergent is it is the sodium and potassium salt of sulfonic acid. Sulfonic acid. Okay, so both are same, both contain sodium and potassium salt, but in soap the acid is carboxylic acid and in detergent the acid is sulfonic acid. Now here I have drawn the structure of soap and detergent. This is the structure of soap and detergent. Okay, now you can see here you have the longest carbon chain. This is the longest carbon chain present, longest carbon chain present in the structure of soap and detergent, and these are the functional group possessed by the soap and detergent. So whatever the functional group is possessed by soap and detergent, so that part is known as the polar part of the soap and detergent, and this longest carbon chain possessed by the soap and detergent, it is known as the hydrocarbon part of the or non-polar part of the soap and detergent. And this non-polar part is also known as tail. It's also known as tail of the soap and detergent, and this polar part is known as head. It is also known as head of soap and detergent. So whatever the head part is there in soap and detergent, it is by nature polar. It has some positive and negative charge in it. That's why it is polar by nature. And it is also known as hydrophilic. Hydrophilic means lover of water. The full form of hydrophilic, hydro means water and philic means lover. So this part has a love towards the water. So it's always been attracted towards the water medium. And this is the tail. The whatever the longest carbon chain is there in soap and detergent, it is the tail part. It is known as the tail part of the soap and detergent, and it is also known as non-polar part. Why? Because it contains only carbon and hydrogen. No positive or negative charge exists in that. That's why it is non-polar by nature. And it is also known as hydrophobic. Hydrophobic means hydro means water, phobic means fear, डर लगना, phobia, डर लगता है. So that word is come from there. Hydrophobic means water hater, जो पानी से नफरत करता है, the one which is not attracted by water, and hydrophilic means one which is attracted by water. Okay, so this is the structure and its explanation of soap and detergent. Now we are going to learn about the cleansing action of soap and detergent. Cleansing action of soap and detergent. How the soap and detergent work to clean the dirt which is present on the surface of anything. Now see what happened. as we know, the soap and detergent are having two part in its structure, that is polar part and non-polar part. Now see, suppose this is my cloth, this is my cloth, okay, ये मेरा cloth है और fabric, ठीक है. अब इसके ऊपर ये stain लगा हुआ है, this is the stain or dirt, this is the stain or dirt which is present on the surface of my clothes or fabric, ठीक है. Now one thing you have to keep in your mind, that whatever the dirt or stain which is present on the surface of any cloth, it is organic by nature, it is organic by nature, and all organic things are non-polar, ठीक है. ये जो डर्ट और स्टेन होता है ना, धब्बा या दाग किसी भी कपड़े पे लगता है, तो वो सारे स्टेन या डर्ट हमेशा केमिकली ऑर्गेनिक होते हैं, और ऑर्गेनिक चीजें हमेशा नॉन पोलर होती है नेचर में, ठीक है. और हमने अभी जस्ट पढ़ा कि सोप के पास भी एक नॉन पोलर पार्ट है और एक पोलर पार्ट है. नॉन पोलर पार्ट में हाइड्रोकार्बन चेन है और पोलर पार्ट में फंक्शनल ग्रुप है. अब क्या होता है कि जब हम कपड़ों को धोते हैं ना, बाय वॉश करते हैं बाय यूजिंग दिस सोप एंड डिटर्जेंट, तो क्या होता है कि जब when we dip that clothes into the bucket containing water and detergent, so one type of bond formation take place between them, in which whatever the non-polar part, that is hydrocarbon organic part of water is there, that it form bonds with that dirt. इस तरह से bond बना लेता है like this, ठीक है. इस तरह से बॉन्ड बना लेता है. सो दिस इज द नॉन पोलर पार्ट, दिस इज द नॉन पोलर पार्ट ऑफ योर सोप, है ना. और सो लास्ट में क्या होगा, वहां उसका फंक्शनल ग्रुप होगा, दैट इज COO माइनस Na प्लस COO माइनस Na प्लस COO माइनस Na प्लस, ठीक है. सो इस तरह से क्या होता है कि whatever the polar part, whatever the non-polar part of soap and detergent is there, it forms a bond with the dirt and stain which is present on the surface of your fabric. Then that non-polar part is attached to the polar part. This is the polar part of your soap and detergent, and that polar part form the bond with water, any H2O. That polar part form the bond with H2O, means water. So what happen, ठीक है, आपने देखा होगा जब भी हम वॉशिंग मशीन के अंदर या बकेट के अंदर कपड़े डालते हैं धोने के लिए, तो हम उसको बहुत जोर से शेक करते हैं. वॉशिंग मशीन फैब्रिक को फुल स्पीड में रोटेट करता है मशीन के अंदर, और जब हम फिजिकली कपड़ों को किसी बकेट में धोते हैं तो हम अपना हाथ डाल के उसको जोर से मींस शेक करते हैं. यू मस्ट हैव सीन योर मदर एंड सिस्टर वॉशिंग द क्लॉथ एट योर होम, ठीक है. व्हेन दे डीप द क्लॉथ into a bucket containing water and detergent, after dipping that cloth into that bucket, they continuously with full force they shake it. Why they shake it? Why the washing machine rotate the fabric in the machine? Because when they rotate or when they shake the fabric or cloth, one type of pulling force is created. Due to that pulling force, because there is a bond formation taking place between the soap, fabric, dirt which is present on the surface and water. What is that bond formation? The stain, the dirt which is present on the cloth of the fabric, it has formed a bond with the non-polar part of the soap. Non-polar part of the soap is attached with polar part of the soap, and polar part of this soap has formed a bond with the water. Why? Because water is also polar by nature, and in chemistry there is a very simple rule: polar forms a bond with polar and non-polar forms a bond with non-polar. Okay, polar forms a bond with polar and non-polar forms a bond with non-polar. So what happened due to this bond formation, when we shake the water na, so due to that water comes into a motion, ठीक है, पानी इधर उधर भागने लगता है, and due to that motion one pulling force is exerted on that bond, due to which water pulls the polar part of the soap, polar part of the soap pull the non-polar part of the soap, and non-polar part of the soap pull the dirt and stain which is present inside the fabric, and due to that pulling force, whatever the dirt and stain which is inside the fabric comes out, and this way our cloth and fabric get washed by means of soap and detergent. And whatever the formation of this bond take place, that bond formation is known as micelle formation. ठीक है, it is known as micelle formation. क्या बोला जाता है उसे? That formation is known as micelle formation. Did you get that? ठीक है, that formation is known as micelle formation. Okay, so dear student, this way the cleansing action of soap and detergent take place, because the polar part of the soap has attraction towards the water, so it's formed the bond with water, because water is also polar by nature, and non-polar part of the soap is hydrophobic. It doesn't form any bond, it does not have any attraction towards the water, so it forms bond with the non-polar part of our fabric, and whatever the stain and dirt are there on the fabric, they are non-polar by nature, they are organic by nature, so they are non-polar. So with that non-polar dirt and stain, non-polar part of the soap form a bond. Non-polar part of the soap is bonded to polar part of the soap, and polar part of the soap form a bond with polar polar water molecule. And when we shake and when we rotate the fabric with full force in the washing machine, due to that motion of that water, pulling force is created. Due to that pulling force, water pull the bond which it has formed with the polar part of the soap. Polar part of the soap pull the non-polar part of the soap, and non-polar part of the soap which is already bonded with the stain or dirt, it pull that stain and dirt out of the fabrics, and your clothes get washed with soap and detergent. Okay, and whatever that chain of bond is formed, it is known as micelle formation. So here, dear student, we finish our chapter. Okay, and today's session also. In today's session, we have learned about the soap and detergent, their structure, their definition, and also we have learned in detail about the cleansing action of soap and detergent. So dear student, finally we finish our chapter 4, that is carbon and its compound. Whatever the topic I have taught in this chapter, you have to learn them, you have to practice the related question to this topic which I have taught to you, and get prepared for your exam. Okay, now we will see you with the next chapter in our next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye bye.